My name is Roland Fiege, and we chose for this talk the title Facebook Demystified because we have very many meetings with clients and potential clients for this social gateway and alert and all these things. And in many times we have the situation that the process of how to gain access to tokens, how the authentication works, and how the whole token collection thing really works, there is not a lot of knowledge there. So I compiled some slides for this topic, and let's hit the road now. Yeah, again, my name, what I do, I'm pretty new with MicroStrategy. Beforehand, I was 10 years self-employed as a trainer, consultant, and teacher. And in my daytime job, I'm the Senior Director of Social Media Marketing for this social media branch within MicroStrategy. At nighttime, I do the same. And on the weekends, sometimes I give lectures at the University of Applied Sciences in Cologne for educating future social media managers. That's my quick outline for the afternoon. I will skip some slides at the very beginning because we have had already numerous explanations. What is Facebook? Why is social media so important? So I don't want to be boring. And we're going to skip. And after that, we will have a look at some details. I guess everyone in this room has a Facebook profile, a Facebook account. Is that right? So who has got a Facebook account? Thank you very much. By the way, this is going to be an interactive presentation. We're going to do social media. I'm going to do a lot of questions, and I hope you're not tired enough or haven't eaten too much so you can respond also. Who of you has administrative access to a Facebook page? Who's running Facebook page? Quite a few. Okay, so whoever runs a Facebook page probably has seen the Facebook Insights, which are the stats and the aggregated insights. We're going to have a look at these. And I will take some minutes on all these interaction possibilities to give you an understanding what comes behind with all these about Facebook applications and the API framework. Well, what we do, you've heard this today, you learned this, we give tools, we provide services for you to help to engage with your fan base, and it's all about permission-based content marketing. This is very important at the very beginning because if you talk about campaigns and if you talk about marketing, the average marketing or the average marketeer thinks in advertising campaigns. We're not talking about social ads, we're not talking about spending ad money, we're purely talking about content marketing. And we do this because we want to provide the possibility for micro-clustering, micro-targeting. And what I think is one of the hottest things also for the financial industry, we have the opportunity to identify life events. By life events, I mean people get married, people get kids, people finish their school. So whenever there is a life-changing event, there are certain opportunity windows or windows of opportunity, especially in the financial industry, and to identify these windows of opportunity for whatever mortgages or insurances and things like that, or marriage staffage. So this is very interesting. All right. I'm going to skip these slides. I don't want to be boring you. Why social media? And social media is big and it's getting even bigger. And you can download all these slides on SlideShare sometime this afternoon. On here, there's somewhere it says Facebook has like 500 million. Now it's 750 million. When will Facebook have 1 billion users? Okay, I'm going to, like, who thinks it's in November this year? December this year? By the end of this year, January, I think by the end of this year, we're going to see 1 billion users at Facebook. So you cannot copy and steal these nice infographics from our friends from Body Media fast enough because all the figures that are in there are already growing. We've seen this in much more detail and much better presented from Tim Campos. So let's go into depth. I'm trying to unwire this because I've seen it in many places, in many talks. There's a misunderstanding between profiles and pages, and friends and fans, and these are fundamental differences. And to you as a user, this might be obvious in some place, but in many interviews that we have with customers, people are mixing up things. So let's get back to the basics. You all know this person. Now Karl-Heinz, he just left the room. Yeah. You all know this. If you're a Facebook user, you have your personal feed, and you see whenever someone sends you direct messages, you see your connections, you see ads. I mean, this on the right sector, this is actually where Facebook makes its money. And in the wall, we have seen this yesterday, that's where all the attention is focused to. And I will speak today also of about this age of attention, or it's a war for attention actually, what we have right now. And that is where the attention is, and that is why content marketing is much more successful than advertising at this point of history. But there is some problems with content marketing. We'll get to this later. Okay, this is what a Facebook page looks like, this page of this event. And we are, you know this from a consumer perspective. When you go to a page, you have these elements. And when you are an administrator, does this laser thing work here? Ah, yeah. When you're an administrator, you have some more links here to view insights and to get to the stats. So you see how many interactions and how many users you have and where they're from. I'm going to see this in detail. So there are these two totally different entities, and many companies in the past, they made the mistake when they started with Facebook, they started a profile, a personal profile, you know, for big companies. And you cannot collect fans, for example, and you cannot get any kind of insights if you just have a personal profile. So it's first step. It was a very good step from Facebook when there was the possibility to convert a profile to a fan page. This wasn't possible a couple of months ago. So we remember there's two different entities. There's friends and their profiles and Facebook pages. So we spoke about content marketing already. If your brand sends out a message to their fans, you hope the fans will read it. Well, there are figures out, and some research has been done, that only about 20% of the fans, or even less, read or can see your message. There are two reasons for this. One reason is obviously timing, because if you have like 100 new messages on your wall, and now you send out the message at 8 o'clock in the morning, and you look there as the fan looks at noon, it's just down there somewhere, so he doesn't see it or she doesn't see it. But there's also another mechanism, it's so-called edge rank. We'll get to do this in a second. So when if you run a page and you put a message on the wall of your page, it gets distributed also to all the fans, and if you're lucky, they see it. But beware of the edge rank. The edge rank is a mechanism that was introduced by Facebook to control the news feed a bit and to filter the news feed, so the fan who has subscribed to messages from brands, so he doesn't get too much stuff on his wall. So this means that not every message that you post on your wall will be displayed here. And this also, you might have seen, this also works on a friend-to-friend basis. So you might have like 500 friends, but you wonder, after a couple of weeks, you don't see all the news from all the friends, because if you don't interact with a friend, you don't comment, you don't like what he writes, you don't see it anymore. You have to go to the profile of the friend to see all the detail. So there is a filter applied, and right now you can deactivate this filter if you switch from top news, which is filtered by the edge rank, and you switch over to most recent, which is just the timeline with all the content in there. I read in the developer roadmap on the Facebook site that they plan to deactivate this one in August. So there will be no most recent news in the future. Everything will be filtered unless they change this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what it says now. So in the near future, there will only be edge rank filtered news on the news feed of the fans and the consumers, and this will be a dramatic impact. The edge rank consists of three probably highly secret factors, which is affinity. With affinity, it's meant if a user comments, likes, and interacts with the brand. And then there's some weighing factors and also the factor time. So if you run a Facebook page, now here comes a question to the guys who runs Facebook page, what is a good interaction rate, which means like if you post a picture or some news, some content marketing, and when you go to your stats, what do you think is a good interaction rate? How many % of your fans actually interact with your messages? What is a good rate? Does anybody know? Any guess? 7%? Who's more, less? Any more figures? Depends on the brand. But on average, what do you think is a good interaction rate between your fans and the messages that you send out? Exactly. 0.5 is already a very good rate. So this means if you have 100 fans, if you have 200 fans and one fan interacts with one message, that's a very high rate. So I have, we're going to see some stats later on. Former customer of ours, they have like 300 to 500,000 fans now on 3 different sites. And they are very happy if they have an interaction rate of 0.5%. And this 0.5 is a figure that comes from Lazaro, from the CEO from Buddy Media. They have a lot of experience there and have 700 customers where they do this research. So keep in mind the edge rank is a filter applied by Facebook, and it's supposed to filter all the news stream and filter out the stuff that's supposedly with information by friends that you don't interact too much or brands. What else can be done on Facebook? We have heard a lot of location-based services. Probably some of you have checked into the SMICS conference or the MicroStrategy World while using your smartphone, the Facebook app on the smartphone. So what you actually do, you check in is very similar to Foursquare. Foursquare is a bit more funky because there's something to win. You can become a mayor or not. But here it's very easy. It's the same principle as we saw this morning, as Tim Campbell's explained. You can check in and then you can link and tag your friends very easily. Like last night we were at the party here, and you know everyone was tagging everyone, checking in and checking out. So you get a quite good picture who's where, and it's always quite fancy to check in at the Monte Carlo casino and everyone. So everybody likes this, comments you, and it's a lot about interaction. And every time a user does this, and there are interactions from his friends or comments from his friends, it's also data, event related data that is collected. Event management, this is a very cool feature also, that you can invite people to events. There's another good story. We actually, Karl-Heinz, where's Karl-Heinz? No, he's gone. Okay. Karl-Heinz opened an event. We opened the event SMICS, which for our site, and we invited our friends. That was quite good. But he, by accident, he made it even better. He created an event within a group. There's a group on Facebook, social media evangelists and advocates with like 4,000 members in there, with Jeremiah Obiang and nice people from Ultimate and other people in there. And he opened the event SMICS within the group, and instantly 4,000 people got the message out about the SMICS, and we will obviously will continue to do this when we go to New York very soon. So there are events, and there are, this is like how an event looks like. And also you have another news stream where people comment and people like. So there's another side where people interact and where you get a lot of social interactivity. So, but there's 2 different kinds of events. There's public events and private events. So if you run a public event, it's quite trendy in Germany at this point. A couple of weeks ago, there was this little girl, Tessa. We call it now the Tessa effect. She just, on Facebook, she just did an event and say, oh, it's my birthday party in Hamburg, and that's the address, and like, why don't you all come? And she thought she sent this out, and only her like 300 friends get it, and then maybe 80 people show up. What happened is that, I don't know, thousands of kids subscribed and wanted to come to this party. And as you see here, the police was there, news was there, television was there, and so obviously they had to cancel the party. The neighborhood went crazy. And the next thing that happened, they just left. The whole family, they closed down the house and they just left. They weren't even there. And what this has political implications now. We have the first politicians in Germany, they try to forbid Facebook events, which is like the German way, yeah. Let's try to make a law against this. So Facebook events, but I have a 16-year-old daughter at home, and I told her, please do not do this. Yeah. I don't want these crowds in front of my house. So basically, all these social interactions, all the likes, all the posts, and all the comments, there's a lot of interaction between users and a lot of interaction between friends and users possible. And here's a nice graphics. Thank you, Daniel, for your preparation. So you have the Facebook Connect. We'll get to this now. We have external comments that you, because you can implement all these buttons, like buttons and comment buttons on external websites too. You have the mobile solution, either the app that you can download or in the browser, and you have other apps that sit on this information, so you can reuse or you can use the authentication and authorization with Facebook Connect, and we'll see what this is about now. Not now. First, another thing you can do just to have this complete. Social ads, that's actually the monetization model, and the cool thing about this is that you can target very, very narrowly. This was the targeting for our advertising campaign, and you can see all the countries that we targeted. So we left out some we did EMEA into the US and North America, 18 and older, and like who likes advertising, affiliate, Facebook marketing, marketing executives. So. And who are not already connected to our website. So we wanted to reach these kind of people to get here, and it worked. And you see back here, like for every click, they said, oh, you better like put some money on the table because this is a valuable target group. So we did a little experiment there, but we didn't have to spend too much. And this is how the stats look if you run ads, and basically the click was around €1. €1 per click. I think that's serious money. And F-commerce, that's the hot topic, I think, of this part of the year. And Facebook started with the deals and the Facebook credits, but this doesn't really take off. We see the first F-stores, Facebook integration or e-commerce integration into Facebook pages. A very popular example, I don't know if the lady and our friends from ASOS are here. In the UK, one of the first businesses that did a complete integration of social commerce in Facebook was a clothing e-commerce shop called ASOS, A-S-O-S, and they did a tremendous job, and you buy directly within Facebook. It's not just a link to an external shop, but they had a full integration, and we will see this happen more and more. And you can use the Open Graph, and this is what we do, what we'll show right now. And there are many, many possibilities. You can use all these geographical information that you get, or the demographical information, psychographical stuff, to target people with campaigns. So application implementations, also still basics. I have another nice slide here. You don't have to read all this. The basic thing is, this is your computer, and the Facebook provides an interface where the iframe is for this application, and the application itself runs somewhere else, and all the data you collect, and or the maybe this is your e-commerce platform. So it's all the integration is possible today, and the same thing you can do on a mobile device. You probably all know this. Yesterday we announced Alert. This software we have here is available on the App Store, and this is a very important button, the Connect with Facebook button, where you have to approve, okay, I approve that this application connects to my account and to my social graph. So why do we do this? We'll see in a second. First of all, if you have a standard site, a Facebook page, This is the kind of stats, this is the opening page you get from the Facebook so-called insights. So these are the statistics of the user activities, how many likes you had, how many monthly active users, and this is the interactions. And if you click this button, see details, you can see which post you did was liked most and had the best interaction. And no wonder posts with pictures, posts with videos are the ones that are clicked on the most. But the data behind here, you get it down to a certain degree that you can see age, the cities where people come from, the countries where people come from. But this is not actionable data. So this is not actionable data that you can click. I want, the young ladies not married in Munich that like minis and like Sex and the City, and I want to sell them some jewelry. That's not possible at this level. This is just for you like an information tool, because all the targeting you can do on Facebook to reach your audience has to be done with social ads, so it's advertising money. And we ask ourselves, okay, if this is the data that you can get from all the stuff that you collect and all the likes and all the connections, that's definitely there's more. And you learned this this morning, and how actually the mechanism works that enables us to draw data through out of Facebook works like this. The definition of the Facebook graph, Tim also mentioned this morning. This is originally this is the original text from the Facebook developer side. It's about people and connections they have to everything they care about. I kind of like this. This is my social graph. That's not my. It's the pictures of the people I know and how they are connected. And obviously, some people are lonely. Yeah. Some people are highly connected. But the social graph is not just about the connections between these people, but all the other objects and connections that we had, and that's exactly what you get from Facebook. This is also originally copied from the Facebook developer page. So they have two categories. One thing they call objects, and these are all the things that I write in my profile, or the things I like, the preferences I have, the videos I like, and all the notes I check. So this is all the information about one user, and the connections are the connections and how you are related to your friends, and the things you like, and where you check in, and what kind of videos you uploaded, what kind of video tags you did. So, and very important, the permissions. So the permission between my set of data and the permissions to, if I may see, if my friend allows me to see this, does he also allow everyone to see it, or just, his family? So it's a very complicated permissions thing here behind the whole social graph. So everybody thinks, we talk to, says, well, this is the holy grail for marketing, yeah? All the marketing people that we met, they say all the cluster building we did and all the targeting we plan to do, this is an ideal way and to go to marketing, and they say, we want this data. So how do we get this data? Can I just download it, press a button, steal it, buy it, whatever? That's not possible. Yeah, the data belongs to the user and will always belong to the user. And if you are lucky and he gives you the permission to read this data, and you give something to the consumer, like special deals, special offers, VIP treatment, special invitations, high value content, then you might have this. But I'm sure this morning, today, you also heard a lot about social media monitoring. And when we come to customers, they also say, we got Radian 6, we already got social media monitoring, we're already drawing a lot of data from the social web. And then I say, yeah, but this is just, the web, just the web. But you cannot get into, with social media monitoring, with data, with crawling and normal search strings, you do not get into the Facebook social graph, except the public part of it. So there is a function of the Facebook graph. It's called search. It's a search function, and you can search for any kind of object. We've seen all the objects. So There is a little site called Open Facebook Search. Now it's Open Status Search. Obviously, they are not allowed to use the word Facebook anymore. All they did, they had a little window. They provide a Facebook website with a little window that uses this API and the search function. And I just did a search on the words Monte Carlo. And this is what you get. Obviously there are some users out there that have totally public privacy adjustments with their profile. But you see, if you search for other things, there's a lot of commercial stuff already going on. So there are a lot of fake profiles. And this is what you get when you do social media monitoring, and your monitoring service provider tells you, we also monitor Facebook. That's all you get. You only get the stuff that is publicly available. You cannot enter the depths of Facebook through social media monitoring. And to give you an example for the misuse of this thing, our friends from the affiliate marketing, they're already doing very strange things. In a research project for a customer, I searched on a Friday afternoon. I did a search string on insurances, just the word insurance. And what I got was seven young ladies, like with these Lolita pictures, with all the same link. They're like doing basically nothing but link baiting for Bank of Scotland. And I saw this, and I read a blog article on this, and I sent an email through Zing, Zing is like our German version of LinkedIn, and I wrote an email to the marketing director of the Bank of Scotland. He's in Berlin, and I asked him, are you aware that you're wasting money, and you pay, for clicks coming through these kind of channels, people who really just like almost pedophiles, and then you end up there, and then you pay for every click, and they will never buy money from you, never get an account with you. And he was so shocked. He emailed back and said, "Thank you. I have to talk to our affiliate agency. We have to cut this." So this is what you get if you use the public search string, or you do the public social media monitoring on Facebook. That's not really valuable. That's not what helps us. So the user has a lot of possibilities and fine-tuning possibilities on privacy controls, all very well documented, and all the privacy discussion that we see, especially in Germany. My personal opinion is it's all about information. It's about informational competence and media competence, and I think every grown-up and every adult and all the kids should learn how to use this. So my next question is, who of you has like a more strict permission controls or privacy controls on their Facebook account? That's all the Germans in here? Yeah, I see. No. So who of you has got like shares everyone, like if you share a picture, shares like to everyone? Quite public, okay. That's a different breed. I think most of us are like also in the middle somewhere. Yeah, I think last week Google Plus came up, and they have this fancy thing with the circles. It's the same thing here. You can build groups, and you say these users are like business users or business friends. These are my family friends. These are my school friends. And whenever I send out a note, I have full control if I want to see all of the world see my picture from last night drinking, or if it's just the business people, or just family, or just one person. So I personally don't need circles to control this. For me, lists are okay too. But so how do we get these permissions? Or how do we access things? We learned it's not for free. You cannot find this through the open search strings that you can do. You have actually to ask for permission. You have to ask for the permission for all the data that you want to derive. And how does it work? Facebook uses Open Authentication 2.0, which is an authentication process. Sorry for the technical stuff. It's the blue button. The blue button, behind there's a protocol that ensures that the user is who they say they are, that you know exactly who connects to your application. The next thing that happens, you've probably seen this. This is a set of basic permissions that a Facebook application asks you to give, like user ID, name, profile picture, gender. So this is basic stuff. Who of you has clicked don't allow here at this point when downloading an app? 1, 2, 3, probably a lot of us. And what is the reason for you to go and say allow? I think it's a matter of trust. It's a matter of like if you trust this application or the provider of this application, or if you think, no, this is like a strange kind of application, I don't want to be associated to this. So these are the basic information that you can get by using an app, but there is more. Maybe you have seen these requests for permissions. And this is basically the full set of permissions. And what I like, and there's also a privacy policy down here, because this is our app, this is one of our apps, and we have a privacy policy there where we actually in detail describe what this is all about. And this is the full set of permissions that you can get from a user. This display being displayed in a browser. So if you manage to offer special deals, VIP content and stuff with your Facebook app or your mobile app, this is what you might get from the consumer. So what happens after this, if you press allow, an app authentication happens. App authentication means that there has to be this authentication between one user and one app. So every app that you download is an extra access token is generated. This is also very important information because now imagine we have customers, they already have 5 million fans. Yeah? We cannot just copy the access tokens from the existing 5 million fans and put them like in Alert or in one of the other apps that we build. This is not allowed. It might work, but it's not allowed. So to reuse the old tokens, you would have to do like a new version of maybe the Gucci app. Yeah, they have 5 million fans. They do a new version, but when you deliver this new version, like the 2.0 version of the Gucci app, you have to have this window that says, okay, connect, request for permission, and you have to ask for the user credentials, and you have to also provide the terms, the privacy terms that we saw. So the user access token is only granted between one user and one app and cannot be reused or sold or whatever. And yeah, does this only work for the what we've seen here? This is all right on Facebook in your browser, but this mechanism does not only work in the browser, this also works on websites. So you will see in the future more and more websites that usually require authentication of a user, of a customer, yeah? Name, email address, whatever, and they will take this away and they put the Facebook Connect as the basic authentication method just for this reason. And this also works for mobile apps, definitely, and for desktop apps also. You can use this authentication and authorization mechanism anywhere. So, who of you thinks this is a trivial pursuit, a trivial thing to do? It sounds easy. It's a public social graph. It's a public API, so anyone could do it. You've heard a lot about big data, but I've been to customers. It's a big retail chain in Germany. They have an IT department with 1,000 people in it. It's a big company. 1,000 is a lot, I think. It's too much, I think. And they tried for, I think, with 50 or 60 people. With 30 people, they tried for 6 months to find a solution for this, because they found very soon that this API that Facebook provides constantly changes. Like you have this fire hose that potentially provides a lot of data, but then you realize that the technical specs of this API change every day, sometimes twice a day. So whatever you do behind there, the data structure, the data model of your database where you want to collect this data has to be twisted and turned and updated every day. So that is not too easy. And as I said, I'm with MicroStrategy just for a couple of weeks now. And when I met Karl-Heinz, and he told me that they had a huge investment in this project and many man years already. And I really saw they take it very, very serious. I said that's the right approach and this is going to work. And now I'm very happy that yesterday we had these announcements that we actually can provide this. This API has also certain limitations. Now imagine everyone who runs an app is constantly requesting, all the stuff that is, from their fans. Facebook will break down. It's the same thing on Twitter. If you do Twitter analytics and you have a Twitter API, you have a limited amount of API calls that you can do in an hour or in a day, because if everybody constantly is like searching Twitter and getting stats out of Twitter to calculate their cloud score or whatever, Twitter will never be up again. Yeah? So there are limitations, and we are privileged that we have, well, I don't know, we have a special API, but we definitely have fewer limitations or a bigger access to this data. And we also provide, since we take all this from you, we provide API stability, because you don't have to deal with this API. You deal with the data that we can provide you in our data warehouses. So it's good. Update cycles, as you can imagine, whenever you do a status change or you post a new picture, the whole thing starts again, and you have to get the data out again every day. This is also done by us. And the most complex thing to handle, well, data is one thing, and data structure is one thing, but the real pain in the neck are the permissions, and not to violate the permissions between what the user allows, who can watch what kind of picture and what kind of comment. So this is all been done and been mastered by MicroStrategy so far. So that was like the advertisement block in the end. And I hope the goal of this was to pave the way for Fernando's alert presentation, to make a better understanding, give you a better understanding. But I heard that you had this presentation before, but I hope this all made it more clear for you how this all works and how what kind of effort is behind this. And I hope you have some questions for me. We have.
And if I may just assist you for questions, that is assist you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Don, active after lunch break.
Why does Facebook have to change the API technical specifications so frequently? Why does that happen?
Actually, I don't know. Well, they add a lot of features, and they are testing. I mean, Facebook is at the point of history where I think one of the biggest challenges is to keep everything running, because it's growing so fast, and they are testing new features all the time, deals, video conferencing, and all this kind of stuff. So the whole thing is constantly under development, and I think that's the reason why they change so much, because it's beta. It's just not finished. It will never be finished.
Any more questions?
Okay, first, thank you for the clear explanation. It was really step by step, so it was really clear.
Thank you.
My point is, I think that one of the advantage of MicroStrategy is that it's always like open source. I mean, you are able to connect MicroStrategy data with SAP, with Oracle, with Hyperion S-Base. I mean, it's not married with nothing or with any software. So right now I know that Facebook is the top one in social media, but I know about Google Plus also, no? Google Plus, yes.
Yeah.
So do you think that you will develop something for that software, or there is in the plans, in the scope?
Just as in the BI sector, where we have a very like a Swiss Army knife tool that connects to everything in the world. Yeah, you are right, and we will do the same thing with other platforms. And we started with Facebook because it's obviously for monetization reasons and for marketing reasons, it's the most attractive platform. And the questions that we get from all the customers is we want to find a way how to integrate the user IDs and with the unique user IDs here with our unique user IDs in our CRM. And this is a big challenge, because not every, if you like,